my game tackle.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
the
natural. I
infamous.
ain't looking tacky cause I keep my game tackle.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey on that cartoon and I'm still on top.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tackle.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
the
natural. I ain't
infamous.
looking tacky cause I keep my game tackle.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey on that cartoon and I'm still on top.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tackle.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
the
natural. I
infamous.
ain't looking tacky cause I keep my game tackle.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey on that cartoon and I'm still on top.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tackle.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
the
natural. I ain't
infamous.
looking tacky cause I keep my game tackle.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey on that cartoon and I'm still on top.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tackle.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy.
M.O.B.
Cause that be
the
natural. I ain't
infamous.
looking tacky cause I keep my game tackle.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey. Testing 1 2 1 2. Welcome you guys to Afros and Baby Hairs, and we are about to get back into the interview with Legion, continuing what we started last night as far as hearing what he had to say. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I kind of tried to turn my mic down, so I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. But I do want to start off by going over yesterday's commentary, because I think in the beginning I was kind of like not really paying attention to the first part because I was worried about, all the technical stuff that was going on. So I want to say that he had said in the beginning that his family was being threatened. His niece had to stop going to school. Another niece had to move. And there were a couple of dudes with his same name that I think one of them property got vandalized and the other one got powed at. So I was thinking, like, when I replayed that first part over, I was like, well, how is that possible when nobody knew who you was? Like, nobody knew your name, because when Risa was telling her story, she actually used an alias. So we didn't know what your name was. So how did the public know who your name was to go and vandalize someone with that same name, or to threaten someone with that same name? Like, unless their name was Legion. And then under the alias of Legion, then how did your family members get affected? Because clearly they're not kin to the Legion. it would make sense if one of the men who had the same name family was being threatened, but you said your family, your nieces. And also, what was the other thing? Yeah, like if they were attacking your family, then how did you steer clear of being attacked? Like everybody got attacked but you. So I was confused about that too after I, replayed that, because I was like, I'm missing something somewhere. Something is not adding up. I was feeling like I was missing something. So yeah, I just wanted to say that part. And it was one other thing. I can't think of it right now, but I'm sure as we get into the rest of this commentary, it'll come back to me. So anyway, welcome to the live, and make sure you guys thumbs up the actual live for me, please. We will greatly appreciate it. So yeah, it will help get us more viewers, more listeners, and all of that if y'all could just do that portion. But anyway, I'm about to go ahead and start on the rest of the video. So yeah.
Was the BMW ever talked about? Did you ever promise her like a better car or a more expensive car?
I told her all the features that she were talking about. I said you will fit better in a BMW. But I said the challenge about putting you in a BMW is, and trying to teach her something is, you got to work for it. I'm not going to just give you an $80,000 car because I'm your husband and you deserve it. I understand that part, but you got to learn the value of a buck. We just can't go out here all the time. You got to understand the value of something, and you don't want to work for it. So help me help you. Because right now at this point, I'm taking care of all these bills here. I'm taking care of, help me help you. How do we do that? How do we come together and bring these
So I don't even know why he's saying that, when clearly when she met him, she had a job, she was handling her own bills, she was taking care of herself. So how does she not know the value of a buck? She had her own place. So dude, really? Yeah.
finances together. Now, the only part of that story that she told that was true, did I hide money from her? Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. Over 50% of what I was worth, I hid from her. I did.
And were those in the offshore accounts and stuff like that?
Yes.
So did you do that because you felt like she wasn't financially smart with what she had? And
that's the main reason. I'm gonna say this for any man that's gonna watch this. When you get married, you do not need to financially. You need to tell her about all your finances. I'm telling you that now. That wasn't right on my part. My reasoning is my reasoning, and I'm not saying it was right. I think it was wrong, and I should have disclosed it to her. But we're talking about somebody that I got married to. You had about $401 in the bank account. You had credit card debt, student loan debt, and you paying $550 a month for a 2009 Nissan Rogue with 250,000 miles on it. Like, she wasn't making financial smart decisions when I met her. I was trying to help out. Taking care of the bills is this way to stress off of her. The only bill I actually gave her to do is, hey, you take care of the grocery bill, you pay your cell phone bill, and you pay your car insurance. The rest of your money you put in your pocket. Do what you got to do with it. I'll take care of the rest. But you need to take care of these student loans. This is why I did that. You need to take care of these student loans to bring your credit up. So this way we can be a team when it comes to stuff like that. But again, like I said, I don't want to get nobody make the mistake. I'm not saying that, hey, me not telling her about all the money is the right thing to do. That was absolutely wrong. But at the time, I wasn't trying to jump down the rabbit hole of being in her debt.
This is not someone that you forget. This is not a situation that, man, I don't even remember him. No. What I don't remember is the version of myself before I met him. Nothing so far has turned out to be true. The only thing that Chris was able to tell me is true is that, number one, yes, there is a brother in Philly, him. Yes, there is a brother in Nashville, the twin. Yes, both parents are deceased. That is what I was told from the beginning. Those pieces of information are true. And the uncle, he said, which uncle is he talking about? Because if you guys remember, back in one of the parts, I talk about where he said his uncle was giving him advice on why he should not open up his savings account to let me see it. He would not let me see it. And so I'm telling Chris about the uncle, and he was like, that uncle been dead for years. I told him about Junebug. He said, Junebug been dead for years. And I said, Chris, he was having conversations with Junebug on the phone in front of me. He was like, it wasn't Junebug.
What's the whole ordeal with Junebug?
Who?
They were mentioning Junebug, and that was somebody you frequently talked to, and she was saying, man, ain't that crazy what happened to Junebug, as if like he had passed away.
I don't know who the heck that is. I don't know nothing about that. The only person that passed away is a friend of mine. His name is Eric. He was in a car accident.
Junebug was supposed to be family.
No, nobody in my family called Junebug. Eric was a friend of mine who was in an accident. He went through a rough time. He was a military guy. PTSD bothered him. Me and a lot of people that knew him.
See, that's the thing that be making this dude seem like he lying, is nobody asked you about no Eric. Nobody asked you about this person that you telling us all this information about. They simply asked about who the world is Junebug. And you say you don't know him, but you want to tell us about somebody you do know. But we didn't ask about that. So, yeah.
We tried to get him help. He drunk a lot. And one night he got drunk and he just off the road. Fatal car accident. I went to St. Louis to bury him with a lot of friends of mine. She knew about that. Yeah, excuse me on that one. That's a really good friend of mine. He somebody that I gotta say, if I had to say best friend, he was one of them. He real supportive dude. He had a rough life, honestly. Alcohol.
I have been dying to go to London and Paris. This is something, if you know me, you know she wants to see Paris, she wants to see London. So I get home from work. This is the beginning of March. I get home from work, and on the counter is a folder with like a little bow on it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this like mail? Like, was this something that you got at work? He's like, nah, it's a surprise for you. I open up the folder. Inside the folder is like a trip itinerary. It is not an actual booked trip. It's like an itinerary. A trip for two to go from Atlanta to London.
So what about the London trip? Was the London trip ever promised?
I never said nothing to her about going to London.
Y'all never talked about going on a trip? Y'all never talked about going out the country or anything?
Savannah. Back to Philly to see family. Never say anything about going out of the country.
I think he did tell her all these different things because they both admitted to talking 24 hours on their first date. So I think he did a lot of talking, selling her a lot of pipe dreams. So I don't think she making up that part. Like all of these promises he was making. I definitely believe he did that.
So where you think she's getting these things from then?
Well, I read the story that the lady put up about her husband, and I'm getting the word that and now that Teresa copied a lot of this story from this woman's story. But as far as her and I discussed, we never discussed it, not once.
I wonder what woman he talking about, because I would like to hear her story.
Where's she getting it from? Your guess is as good as mine. Or just to make her story sound better, I guess. Because that's all I can gather, because we never had those discussions.
So when we got married, the first 2 weeks, like I said, was fine. And then it's as if something snapped. Totally acceptable before. Suddenly, little comments were made. Why are you wearing that to work? You get off at 3:30, so you'll be home by 5, right? Things that had never happened before. He had never questioned what time I'm be home. When I'm off work, I leave. So, he would call me every day from work, and I'm going to demonstrate how those phone calls went, but he would call me every day from work. And if he even so much as heard a male voice in the background, he would have little comments to me. Who was that? Are they in your office? Man, I never know who's around you. It seems like every time I call you, there's some man around.
Someone's wife approached me. One of her coworkers' wives approached me.
Now I do want to say that in the beginning as well, he was saying that she worked from home. And he was the one who had to get up and continue to go to work. So now I'm like, when did she start having to dress up and leave the house for him to even bring up anything about what she's wearing? So I was confused about that too. Like, you said she worked from home. So, and then you said she didn't get a promotion, or she didn't take the promotion because she didn't want to have to work closer to the supervisor that she didn't like. However, she started working more and getting paid less. So at this point, is she still at home? Or somewhere along the way, did she get a new job where she had to leave and go somewhere? So, yeah.
I had just went to her job to take her to lunch. We went to lunch, went back, dropped her off, went on about my day. I was in the parking lot of her job. A woman approached me, she said she needed to talk to me. And at first I was like, who are you? What you want? She kind of told me a little bit, and she said, you really want to talk to me? I did follow her out of there because they worked at like it's a complex for Georgia State Patrol. Follow her out of the complex, follow her to a Burger King. We sat in the Burger King. She broke out her phone. She showed me like the teddy bear camera thing. And it's Teresa and her husband they having sex. It's like, and this ain't the first time she's been there. This woman's chronicle through all of this. Now, when I found out about it, I didn't say nothing to her. I went on every day for about 2 weeks. I wrestled with how to say something to her. So the woman kept reaching out to me. Have you said something? Have you said something? So she said, I'm not going to wait. So she blasted her husband. I don't know. I think they got into a fight. I don't know the whole story. All I know is she put him out, and she called me and said, I'm on my way over to Teresa's house, excuse me. And I know they there right now. You best get your ASS there because I'm about to go kick in the door. I go over there. She had not got there yet. I go in the door. I go upstairs. She in there with him. They doing their thing. I just shut the door. I come downstairs. Now I'm mad at this point. And before I could react, the lady comes, knocks on the door. I open the door. She ready to push past me. We get to tussling because I'm trying to tell her you can't go upstairs. She ready to go upstairs and do something to both of them. I end up calming her down. He come flying downstairs. He come flying out the house. He jump in his car, and she don't say nothing to me. She was like, I'm about to get his ass. And she just jump in her car and she give chase. I don't know what happened with them two. Whatever happened with that, I know later on they reconcile and they together and they live in Charlotte. I know that was the end of that relationship with Teresa and him. Teresa come downstairs. She said, you don't know what you seen. And I'm like, well, you came down in the bathrobe when you told me you're supposed to be at work. You clearly not at work. And I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave. I'm going to just leave. I don't want to do nothing to you. And I don't want to, I'm a black man. It's Atlanta. I don't want to, I was angry. Yeah, I was angry. I mean, I was real angry. I mean, I flipped over a couch. I mean, because she kept falling around the house. And I said, let me get the hell out of here. I got in my car. I left. Took the long way home, 285. I got home and I blocked her from my phone, everything. And I just had nothing to say. And I went silent on her for 2 whole weeks. When I contacted her again, we met in Cobb County. We sat down, we talked. She apologized and I told her, I don't know if I can get with it. At this point, I went down, followed her back to the house. I took a lot of stuff of mine out of the house. The only thing I left in there was a TV and some clothes. We started going.
So he really sticking beside the story of her cheating. Because she said that he told his people that she was cheating. He caught her cheating with a man that was from her job, and he used his work weapon to threaten him or whatever. So he's sticking beside that story for some reason. But I had no idea that the man's wife is the one who called him over. And why was he so willing to talk to some random woman and sit in the car with her and all of this in the first place? Like, yeah.
On a counselor. The first counselor, she didn't like it. She didn't like the lady because the lady told her after about 3 sessions, the lady was like, well, the calls y'all hear is because you cheated. She tried to say it was because I didn't tell her about money. But the lady was like, well, both of y'all wrong. You wrong for cheating. You wrong for not telling about money. She didn't like that. We got a second counselor because she didn't like this lady. The gentleman, it kind of went the same way. She didn't like him. So then we got a third counselor, which is a pastor and his wife that he used to be a co-worker of hers. So we started doing like Zooms like this because even though COVID was dying down, they thought it'd be better if we meet like this. So I would come over and we would sit down in front of the computer and we would Zoom in and we would talk. After a couple of, I'd say about 3 months of this. It might have been a little longer, but I think it's about 3 months of this. In the counseling, it just seems like she wasn't budging.
What was she not budging on though? What was her issue?
I wonder why they didn't use the dude that he talked to every morning for motivation, his preacher friend. Why they never consider using him as a counselor? He was already on speed dial.
Is in the bed, sleep. I get his phone. I ain't gonna lie. I got his phone. He had a work phone and he had a personal phone. It was the work phone that he had from the condiment company that apparently was never turned in. But he did not wipe the phone, if y'all know what I mean. And I see this would have been text messages. Text messages between him and a woman named Peaches. I'm reading the thread because he's knocked out sleep. So I'm in the bathroom with the door locked, reading the thread. Apparently Peaches, there's no nice way to say it. Apparently Peaches was a prostitute. In the text messages, she's listing the prices. He asked for a hand job. She told him it would be like $40. He asked how much would it be for oral,
because it was 1680. One was the price with the condom, one was the price without one.
The story that she told about finding something in my phone, no. Me and my coworker that I work with every day, Richard, I grabbed his phone, he grabbed mine because we didn't keep case on the phone. We had the same exact, everybody had the same exact iPhone. I picked his up off the desk, went home. He had some mistress call his phone, and that's when I realized it wasn't my phone. So I hit him on his line. I said,
everything he get caught with belonged to somebody else. It was somebody else's book bag. It was somebody else's paperwork for jail. It's somebody else's phone. Like, and also I wanted to ask, like she said in her commentary that she was able to get in his phone and read like deleted text messages. I'm like, how can you how can you actually see deleted text messages? What how you find that out? Is that in the trash bin? I'm confused.
somebody calling your phone, and he's like, yeah, we switched phones. I need to come get my phone. And I was like, well, you can come get it. I'll give it to you at work tomorrow. So I met him at work the next day. He was like, yo, like, I'm sorry, it's my side chick, whatever. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to know nothing about that. Just take your phone. And I just quoted company policy. That we're not supposed to use these for personal use. So because those company phones, you got a different iCloud, but the HR has that iCloud, so they can see your messages. So at that point, I get home. She tell me I went through the phone or whatever, because we weren't allowed to lock those phones either. So she went through the phone. I guess he was sending messages to the mistress or whoever, and then she assumed it was me. And I'm like, no, that's him and whatever. And he actually came over and told her, hey, look, I'm apologize. That's a chick I'm dealing with on the side. Like, he explained that. So
that's the story about Peaches, right?
Yeah, that's some chick he was messing with. That's some chick he was messing with.
So you already talked about that and reconciled that. Yeah,
the only reason I had contact with her is because afterwards, one day I was getting off work and she was in the parking lot looking for him. And I just told her, like, you gotta get out of here for security show, because we had a secure parking lot, and I'm like, you gotta get out of here before they get here. And that's the only contact I ever had with her. I found out later that she didn't take the promotion because her and the guy, that would have cut into the time they were spending time together. Because she used to tell her mom that I was never home. I leave the house 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be home 2:45. So she worked till like 3:30. I wouldn't see her till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. She'd be like, I'm at work. It were all signs, but I ignored them because she was my wife, and I'm just saying she's trying to work hard. But your hours didn't match, because she would get paid, and they would give her a stub. They do the direct deposit, but she would get a stub. Now I had access to her account. She had access to the two that I let her know about, so I would see the stub, and then hours would add up. And then you saying you're making more money because you're working hours, but your hours were the same. Her schedule never changed. She didn't do any overtime. She didn't have to work over on special projects. None of that.
Pretty much everything we talked about so far is a lie, according to what you're saying.
Unfortunately, yes. Why this? In my opinion, this was done simply because I left. I said enough is enough.
But why so long? But why so long though? Because you left a long time ago. It wasn't like it was yesterday.
You'd have to ask her. When I left the situation, it ain't no secret. I said to people before, I called friends of mine, friends back in California, talked to both my brothers, or they're not my brothers, but we're just gonna say Miguel and Elgin. But I talked to them because they were my confident.
He really too old to be having play brothers. Seriously. I don't even understand why he would care so much about what she got going on, because he literally really wasn't living with her. It really wasn't like a real marriage. Like, And I don't even understand, like, why would she come forward to tell a pack of lies? Like, this is her story. Like, and if she was doing, this, that, and the other, like, why wasn't he the first one to come forward and be like, who the elf did I marry? But it's like, because she's the one who came forward with this whole story, it's like I don't think she's lying. She may have exaggerated a few things, but I don't think she lying like that. But I don't know. Let's continue.
Confidants, another friend of mine, we talked. Another buddy of mine, Omar, we talked, and it was just the consensus was that I couldn't do it anymore. I caught her cheating. It was too much. I talked to the guy's wife. She had caught them. She showed me video of them two in the house together. Everything. Her, if she was ever wrong, anything. She kept talking about a work phone and all this stuff. And I'm like, I gotta have two phones for work because I'm not gonna. It's just my job. The nature of my job, I had to have two phones. Simple as that. She had a password to both of them.
It is very hard to comprehend that everything is a lie. Like, there has to be something that's true. Still July of 2021. I finished going through the book bag. There were some other folders with papers in there. He had left the work phone. What I actually found out was that it was not a work phone. It was simply a secondary personal phone. He told me it was a work phone. I thought that the company was paying for the work phone, but I found receipts where it was a prepaid phone and he's paying to add minutes to it. So it's just receipts of, you added minutes to the phone on this date. You added minutes on that date. Work phone, whole thing, that was a bold-faced lie. Obviously it was a lie because, as we now know, he was a forklift loader.
Were you ever like a forklift driver? That's what, somebody was mentioning.
The charity work that I used to do, I got a forklift license because the charity work I used to do, they load the trucks and they send them to disaster areas. They feed the homeless. So I learned to drive a forklift doing that kind of work. And then I got a license to do it. I even got a license to train other people to do it. But that was charity work. That's me.
So you need a license to drive a forklift now? I thought that just required training. But okay.
Doing charity work, me feeding homeless, me helping people out. And I just wanted to do something. My mom was that kind of person. And for me, it just made me feel good. It wasn't about recognition. It's just something that made me feel good.
You talking about the picture? You talking about a picture?
Yeah, it was a warehouse because they pack up food to give to disaster areas. So yeah, You got to wear a hairnet. And that particular picture where I had it on my face, we were just playing around that day.
Because I did see something where somebody was mentioning they work with you as a forklift driver, and that you said, hey, I don't even have to be here. I have enough money to where I don't need to work, but I'm just doing this to just have something to do.
A lot of people, Teresa, got roped in on this story and lie. Unfortunately, this started, I left her. She didn't contact me, and we went through a whole year. I didn't hear nothing from her. Divorce was final, everything. She got what she got out of it, which was I left her with 10 grand. And she can do what she can do with her car. That was it. Clean break. We were done. Wasn't nothing, no fight, no argument, nothing. I told her I couldn't do it no more. Went down, got last month. I told her I'd be back for the rest of my stuff. And it was at her crib, and that was it. I was done. It did not work for me. And instead of trying to make it work, I just said enough is enough. And I left. She agreed. We actually shook hands. She hugged me, told me, take care of myself, stay in contact. And I honestly said to her, I'm not going to do that. I told her to take care of herself. And I told her my best advice for her is please financially get yourself together. That's the very last conversation we had. So get yourself together financially, because I didn't mind taking care of you, but at some point the deal was you were going to step it up, and you didn't do that. The cheating part, that was too much to deal with. If I would have still been married to her and I'm still paying bills today, I still would have been working with her to take care of that if it needed to be. Because when you got a wife, that's what you're supposed to do. But the cheating, then you go into the marriage council, you're not admitting anything. You still trying to place the blame. You keep talking about this, talking about that. You ignoring the real truth. Did I hide money from her? Yes, I did.
So what was the
$10,000 though? If you left her with $10,000, a brand new car, and she dragging you on the internet, that fit for 50 long parts, detailed information. I don't believe it. I don't believe he. No.
the point of the marriage counseling then if you knew, hey, I'm done with you?
I was trying to save the marriage, honestly. I was. I get, like, honestly, I guess I can say, hey, I wanted to forgive her because I wanted it to work. But after, you don't want to admit to anything, you're not wrong. You don't believe that you're ever wrong. It's not going to work. And once that happened, I left. That was it. My birthday was coming up. I just left. I took a trip. I came up north, saw some family, came back down, found a job, and was on my way back up. The paperwork was in. Then she went and filed on her own and got the divorce, which is fine with me.
So she filed.
Yeah, I filed, but I didn't finish because I was in a car accident.
Okay.
When I was moving back up, when I was my last trip coming back up here, I was in a car accident.
Wonder why was he so concerned about her stepping her money up when he claimed to have all the money from the beginning. He had, arena football money. He was making almost $100,000 a year. Y'all was staying in an $800 3-bedroom townhouse. Like, why did she have to step her money up so much? Y'all had enough to survive on where y'all was living. So I'm confused about that. Like, why was he so worried about money? Her being the one with money. If he had all this money. That's confusing to me. But I digress.
So I was in the hospital. I went to someone's wedding. Went to a buddy of mine's wedding. I was an accident. I was injured pretty badly, and I had to get You had to get 4 surgeries and learn to walk again and do all that.
But you weren't with her at the time. She wouldn't have used that as an example to what you were talking about with your knee.
She knew about me being in the hospital. I was in an accident because at the time on my medical paperwork, she was still listed as my wife. So they kept her in a loop until I told the doctor and the social worker that we were no longer married, and they stopped contacting her.
Family. He had his sister Shantae, who lived in Douglasville. Like I said, she was married with 2 kids. Apparently she was a nurse. So when I had my miscarriage, that was a sister that he was like, my sister will take you to the hospital. Like, that's what family does. I've been around him when he was on the phone with Shantae. Never heard her part of the conversation. He would be talking to his sister. That's what he said. That's what it sounded like too. We lived maybe 35, 40 minutes away from Douglasville. So there were plenty of times that he had invited me to go with him to his sister's house. The first time he invited me, I was like, nah, I ain't going because, again, COVID. And she's a nurse. Hell no. The second time, he was like, yeah, she invited us, but I don't think we should go because COVID. The third time, I agreed to go. I was like, absolutely, I'll go meet your sister. Like, that'd be great. On our way to her house, to Douglasville, to go see the sister, apparently he got a phone call. The phone was always on vibrate. He told me that something came up, and so she had to cancel the barbecue to get together, whatever. And so I was just like, oh man, Okay. Well, hopefully we can go another time.
Shantae, is that a real person?
She kind of like, she's not my sister, but I call her my sister. She's a good friend of mine.
What about the two different socials? Did you have a different social that you put on the marriage license versus when you showed her the first time?
They wouldn't give you a marriage license. You put a different social security number on there. They would find out about it and they would issue a warrant for your arrest the minute you.
But he was a private citizen, though, right?
You do that. There was never no two different social security numbers. Same old social security number. Never put two on there, none of that.
So the social that was on the marriage license, for example, was probably 1, 2, 3. What was on the background was 4, 5, 6. So when I saw his social on my background, I immediately knew that was a different social than what I saw on the marriage license. And when I compared, because I had found a copy of the marriage license that we turned in because I had filled it out on the computer. So sure enough, the first 3 numbers were different.
She mentioned that you had 2 different licenses and one license was to a cemetery. The address was to the cemetery.
Nope. Same license. I still got that license now. Same license, Douglasville. I haven't even changed my license up here. Yeah, I've actually processed doing that now. Still same license. Never had a different license. Only license I had other than that was the California license and that address. That's it.
That's what I said, D-Man. When they start putting socials on the marriage license.
But was the cemetery story real, that you drove her to the cemetery and explained anything about that?
Never show her where my parents were buried because my parents both were cremated. Ashes are at my brother's house. They don't have a gravestone. Only my grandfather and grandmother did.
He got an answer for everything. Just like she was saying in the marriage, when she would ask him different things, he would have an answer right off the dome for everything. So he's giving that same energy right now. Like, you have something contradictory to say about everything that she said.
So a few weeks later, we go out to eat at this restaurant in Atlanta. As we are leaving, he says to me, did I ever show you where my grandmother's buried? This is the grandmother that passed away from COVID in 2020. And so he was like, let me show you. So he drives us to the cemetery, which is not far from the restaurant. And he was like, you see the headstone. The headstone had like the family name on it. There were no dates on it. So it reminded me of just a headstone where it was probably multiple family members. And so he was like, my grandfather and my grandmother are buried there. I do recall him telling me when the grandmother died in 2020 that she wanted to be buried next to his grandfather.
I've also verified that your grandmother actually died in 2008 and not in 2020 from COVID. I have no idea who that man is in my guest bedroom.
So just to go back on that, when you said there at your brother's house, so the brother that you were talking to, these are just like friends. These are friends that you call brothers, but your actual brother you don't really speak to.
We speak here and there, but not really. When our parents died, we all kind of went our separate ways because my parents really preached for us to be a family. But my parents, when they went their separate ways, my brothers, I guess we fell apart. I guess the best way I can put it to you. Not because any of us did anything to anybody. My brother Chris is a really good dude. He been through a lot. Dude has been to war. So I can imagine what that must be like. Well, I can't imagine what that's been like for him. And he went through some stuff. He went through a messed up divorce. He's dedicated.
See how he just started rambling on and on instead of just answering the question? That was like a yes or no question, not an opportunity to tell all your brother business. Like, we didn't ask that. We wanted to know if these brothers that you speak of are those your real brothers that you talking about, or are you talking about some other fake brothers? And do the real brothers got the urns, or do the fake brothers got the urns?
Kid father to his daughter, and for a guy who you see your daughter every day and then not being able to see your daughter every day, I don't know what that. I don't know. I can't imagine what that would be like for him. And for him, he made moves that he wanted to make, and he's my big brother, and I respect him and love him, so I had to respect him for it. He took his space from me and my brother, and I had to respect it.
He's telling the family that I kicked him out. He's telling the family that I kicked him out after he walked in on me having an affair, that I stole his money, and I then kicked him out, and the man I was having an affair with, he said, was a law enforcement officer who used his duty weapon to threaten him to get out the house. This is what he told his family. And the cousin was reaching out to me. She found me through a search on Facebook and was reaching out to me because she's like, we know he lies. So I'm just trying to figure out is this true? Because he's up here asking us for money, asking to stay on our couches. Like, what's going on? Then she explained to me, we didn't even know he got married. So this is the first time we're hearing about you. What do you mean you didn't know he got married?
How can you, you walked in, you see her cheating. Like, what could she place the blame on if that was the reason for y'all to be going through all this?
Afterwards, like I said that I wanted to work it out because I did. But a lot of men don't tell this story, and that's fine. I don't really want to tell it, but it's just at this point, you might as well. A lot of women say, oh, men cheat. I've been cheated on by a man, and they demonize us for it. But when a woman cheats, she get a pass. Ex-girlfriend did the same thing. And I left. And I gave her a chance. And she cheated 3 times, 3 different guys. So I said,
why do these women keep cheating on you? Everybody cheating on you?
But what I'm saying is basically, if your reason, you're saying, hey, look, I have the fact that I'm paying for everything. You're not moving up successfully in your career to where you can helping you out. And then I caught you cheating. What could be any reasoning that she has to say, well, I don't want to be with you?
She wanted to work it out. She said, that's what she said. My problem was when the counseling got started, she denied that she did anything wrong. She told the first counselor that, second one, she told the pastor, same difference. She didn't do anything wrong. So I'm telling them, hey, yeah, I hid money from her. I'm wrong for this, because I'm trying to make it work. But you sitting over here, you don't want to talk about the cheating with them. You don't want to bring that up. You don't want to talk about that. So you want to basically delete that you cheated and just say we here because he hid money from me. And that was that.
So what do you think the reason for the month, why do you think that's such a big deal then? If you were paying for everything and you getting there in these situations, why was the hiding money thing? What was that?
Greed on her part is all I can say. I don't know, because at the end of the day, when I stopped paying for stuff, because the whole counselor thing, I stopped paying for stuff. You got to take care of your own bills, take care of my house. That was it. No more, no purses, no shoes, no shopping trips, no going out to dinner, no concerts, none of that.
Legion would talk about the niece, meaning Chris's daughter, and would send her stuff for her birthday. And he was like, he said, I'm almost positive my brother never sent anything for my daughter's birthday. And I explained to him, I said, isn't your daughter's name Egypt? He said, no. Who the hell is Egypt? And I said, I was told that was your daughter's name. that's the reason why I'm saying the name on here, because obviously we're about to confirm that's not the daughter. So I said, I was told that's your daughter's name. I said, I went with him to Rack Room Shoes and bought shoes for what I was told was your daughter.
Okay, so she had mentioned that you guys had, went to the post office and mailed off some kids' shoes to a girl named Egypt.
Friend of mine's daughter. And we are close. She's a friend of mine. V is a real good friend of mine. Her daughter is like my daughter. Egypt is a very good kid. And at the time, her mom was doing the best she could do. And she wanted to buy Egypt something. And for her birthday, I bought her a pair of Air Max because I just felt like she deserved it. And I was just
wet. So this is crazy. So these random people and random children and weird.
just doing something nice, and they were in St. Louis at the time, so the only way she could get them is if I mailed them to her. So I trusted Teresa. Just go, can you mail these off for me? She said, hey, I'll go by the FedEx place for you. Just give me the address information. I shot her address information and she mailed them off.
She said that there was no trace that she had, if I'm not mistaken, of Egypt.
The young lady exists just fine. She graduated from high school this year.
Sound like Egypt was one of them side chicks. Maybe the one in Douglasville.
I'm not gonna advertise her mom online or talk about. I mean, she graduated from high school this year from Duluth High School. She good kid. Very smart young lady. And me and her mom are really good friends. We've been friends for a long time.
About 72 hours later, I had another doctor's appointment where the purpose of this appointment was to do an ultrasound to see if everything had passed. Everything did not pass. So because of that, my doctor was like, we're gonna have to do a DNC. My DNC was scheduled for the first week of July. 2 days before my procedure, he comes home and tells me that he is up for a promotion to be promoted to VP. So he did not take me to the hospital for my DNC. My friend did. She could not stay because of COVID protocol. So when they wheeled me into pre-op after I got checked in, I texted him and was just letting him know, hey, here's the update. I'm about to, I'm in pre-op. And the response I got was from his new executive assistant named David. And he did tell me, I'm going to make sure that I inform David if you get a text from this number, meaning from me, pull me out of the meeting because, my fiance's having a procedure done and I'm picking her up. So it's important that you come get me if it's something serious.
Reminded me of a time where she said while she was getting her surgery, you were getting promoted from your original job. Was that correct?
I was leaving that job.
So you weren't getting promoted?
See, everything that she say, he contradicting it. But watch, like I said, he about to say that baby was not his. Everything is not his. Anything he get caught with, anything he get asked about, that wasn't me. That wasn't this. This is this. Like, come on, dude.
And David, the executive assistant, texted her?
No, I was leaving that job. They knew I was leaving.
Okay. Because she was like, yeah, that was the day you said you were getting promoted. David had texted her, hey, hope everything went good. So there's no David.
No, I was leaving that job. I put in my notice. I was gone. I was leaving that company for another company. I was already leaving. They offered me more money to stay. I said no. I was done with Teresa. I was done with the job. I was done with Atlanta.
So if he was leaving the job, why didn't he go with her to have the DNC done and her surgeries? If he was leaving.
He did good. He did good to make He went all out for Valentine's Day. He went all out for my birthday. The weekend after my birthday, And what I mean by that is, if my birthday was on a Tuesday, we're talking about Saturday. The weekend after my birthday, he gave me money to go to the nail salon, go get a manicure and pedicure. So I leave the house. I take his car. His car was in the driveway. We had a key to each other's car because, again, we're married at this point.
Now, I just want to stop here and put this in. Now, this whole interview, he was saying like she spend money, she don't know a value of a dollar and all of this. But didn't he just say that when he was done, he was done letting her go on shopping sprees, stopping the concerts, stopping the dinners, stopping this, stopping that. So it's like, who's spending the money? And she just said you gave her money for nails and you went all out on Valentine's Day. It's like, you the one who's spending all this money, sir.
I'm in the chair getting a pedicure and I get a text message from my husband saying someone was just at the house looking for you. And I'm like, who was looking for me? Who was it?
She did admit to me that when she was pregnant, that was the other gentleman's kid, not mine. Because we had not, while the pandemic was going on.
What I tell you? He was going to put the baby on somebody else. And we know she got pregnant in April. Maybe the end of March when she met you. But I digress.
He was the guy coming over. He was the guy showing up. Because the pandemic, like for 5.5, almost 6 months, I didn't physically see her. So when the doctor said, hey, you 5.5 weeks pregnant, I didn't say it in the doctor's office, but I gripped her hand because, again, we had not been together. Have not physically spent any time together. And we talked about it in the car. And she tried to throw it in my face that that's not what happened. You don't remember all this other stuff. And at that point, I got suspicious, and then it led up to where we are with the.
So what man stay with a woman for an entire year that got pregnant on him with somebody else's baby? Like, dude, really? And you knew this the moment you went to that first doctor's appointment with her when they told her she was 5 weeks.
So, but okay, so when you were suspicious, that didn't lead you to try to leave? You just stayed with her just because?
Well, like I said, she tells the story that I lived there. No, I had my own place. I would go there on the weekends, or she come up to mine on the weekends. So it wasn't that. It just that. Other than what the doctor said, I wanted to find out more. Because you getting divorced with somebody, what's the grounds?
What is this weekend marriage? Like, okay, you want to stay at Joe's spot through the week. Okay, then why can't she come stay with you at your spot during the week? Like, why didn't y'all ever come to that understanding? That's probably why it was so easy for her to cheat. You were never there. But I don't think she was cheating.
You can have irreconcilable differences if I'm not mistaken. But at the time, the best way I can put it, I was still, I guess, a fool because I still wanted it to work.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, with the car backing in the driveway and you stepping out on the porch and stuff like that. Do you remember her talking
that was
about
him.
that?
That was him. Yeah.
So that was him. He backed into the driveway.
He didn't think I was there. He didn't think I was there. And he backed into the driveway. She was upstairs. I went downstairs. I opened the door and he quickly got back in the car and he sat there for a minute. I thought about going to tap on the window, then I didn't. Then I decided to go and tap on the window and he just drove off.
That was the same, because she said that was her, she had mentioned she had an ex-boyfriend. That wasn't the ex-boyfriend. You saying that was a lady's husband.
Yeah, that was him. That wasn't the ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend reached out to me like while we were together because I guess he was living or he would come there. He was living in Milwaukee and he came one day. She was at work. I happened to be at the house and he was like, look, I'm here. And I let him in and we had a conversation like two gentlemen. And he was like, man, I'm here because she told me she had my Xbox and some stuff from me. And I was like, bro, I don't know. And me and him went upstairs. We looked around, all through the house and I called her and she jokingly said, tell that MF I sold that SHIT. I took it to the pawn shop, F him. And he was upset. And, he was wanting to call the cops and do all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, that's between you and her. I talked to her about it when she got home. She laughed. She thought it was a joke. She laughed about it. She said they broke up. I don't know. She say he cheated on her. He say he just walked out of a relationship because he got tired of her. At the end of the day, because she was secretary for law enforcement, I just took it upon myself. I called him up because we exchanged numbers and I replaced the Xbox.
I decided to look up his mother's obituary. Look up the mother's obituary. And down at the bottom where it talks about, she's preceded in death by, and it lists all the people, the family members that died before. It lists Legion, the brother in Philly, and his wife and daughter, her granddaughter. It lists Legion and his wife, I think it was like Latoya, with Legion and the same woman's name that was in the obituary. In that divorce record, it looks like he's the one that filed for divorce. This would have been around 2016. This was after the mother's death. Both had a temporary protection order against each other. He had one against her. She had one against him.
Another thing I had seen was to Sean. I think he had came out and said, same thing had happened to his family. You told them you were a big time producer and you played in the NFL for all this time. Promised them the same type of stuff.
Nope. Dated his mom for a couple of years, honestly, and I'm not trying to badmouth her, but the truth is the truth. She was on drugs. He was on drugs. I think he might still be. He has another brother that I still stay in contact with. I stopped dealing with her because my mom couldn't stand her. Stopped talking to her because my mom couldn't stand her. My dad didn't like her. My brothers did not like her. Sister didn't like her. Nobody liked her. Her people don't like her. Her dad's an alcoholic. One time, I think there was an incident. Matter of fact, he said something out of the way to her, had her crying at my house, and I put him out. Asked him to leave. I actually drove him to the bus station, put him on a bus back to where he was going. Toya has a drug issue. Simply, I think, if I'm not mistaken, her story simply goes, her mother and her didn't have a great relationship. Her dad moved on. She had kids, one after another, after another, after another. When I met her, we talked. She seemed cool. When I found out about the drug problem, we were done. Her son, I met him. I actually went on vacation with her before we went up to where her family's from in Rhode Island. I drove up. I had a good time because her uncle, good dude. Her aunt, really good lady. Her sister, really, really good people. Her brother and them, real cool, really nice people. Latoya, she's got a drug problem. It's simple as that. When I found out about the drug problem, like I said, we were dating, we're talking. Tayshawn, he got a drug problem. His dad, a good dude. And she should have left him with his dad. She didn't.
I think I might have missed something. Is he talking about his other wife right now? The one that Teresa found out that he married and didn't tell her about?
He got in a lot of trouble and moved in with her, and they started having problems. He was going to school down south. He started acting up. There's one time he got accused of raping a girl. I had to get involved, help prove that he didn't do that. And then He started messing with another girl, and he just had problems. And my suggestion that he go back and live with his dad. His dad had a plan for him, and his dad, really good dude. And his dad had him on the right path, but he knew he didn't want to follow that path, so he came move with his mom, and he can cut up and do whatever he's doing now. I think now I haven't seen him since I stopped talking to her, and then I know somebody said that he out there homeless now. So I see she making videos now talking about, again, I simply stopped talking to her because my mom couldn't stand her. My brothers, the two that I told you about, they couldn't stand her, and she had a drug problem. I got another friend of mine who brought that to the light, and he came to me, and Shantae is another person that brought it to me, and she got a drug problem. It's bad, and she been to rehab a couple times. She got bipolar 2. This stuff she didn't tell me when I found out. I did try to help her. It didn't work, and I just simply, once again, I just left. Breakups for me, if it's not working, I tell you I'm done. I don't do no arguing, and I just leave.
So, but do you all leave on bad terms, or how do you leave? Because why are these people coming and saying all these things that are so negative?
Toya hasn't said nothing to me since we left. Since I left her, she ain't said nothing to me. Ain't heard nothing from her. I heard she got married to some other dude. She used to talk to me all the time. After we had a mutual, we broke up. She married some other dude. She called me, talking about Tayshawn. Her daughter that went to California, I'm the one that sent her. I'm the one that sent her. When I was leaving, not dealing with her no more, her daughter expressed to me that she used to live with the aunt at one point. Me and the aunt we're good friends, and I reached out to her, Carla, and said, "Hey, you think you can take in Joselle?" She said, "Yeah." They came. They was on vacation, and they rented a car and drove down, picked her up, and that was that.
Now, he just asked him, do he leave on bad terms with these women? And he's talking about all this other stuff no one asked him about. Who is Joselle? Who are these people that you talking about? Because nobody asked you anything about them. It was just a simple question. Like, are you on bad terms with these people? Do y'all ever talk again?
And I left her and we were done. She came one time when I was up. I came back up north to visit. She came up, visited, trying to rekindle something. I traveled to Rhode Island to see her when she was living there. She was in and out of rehab, and it was just nothing. I can't fix it. You're using drugs. You're doing all this. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to go my way. You're going to go your way. It's not going to work. And that was it. I didn't hear anything else from her. Every once in a while, she reach out to me because one of her sons I still talk to all the time. I make sure he good because I met his father, and he a good dude. God rest his soul. So he called me and let me know how he doing. I check on him. He check on me. That's it. I ain't heard nothing from Toya until she got on the video.
Part 28 is the phone call that I had with the ex-wife. I am the wife of Legion. Silence. And she said to me, and I quote, "If you were calling me, then I know it's bad." And I said, "I understand that you and my husband talk and communicate." And she immediately said, "What? No, we don't." She said, "One thing you need to know about Legion." She said, "Whatever he tells you, it is a lie." And before we got off the phone, I said to her, I said, "If everything is a lie," I said, "I have one question for you." And she said, "Sure." I said, "How is your daughter?" I said, "How is your daughter?" She said, "What did he say about my daughter?" I wasn't going to tell that woman that he said her daughter passed away.
What about the $2,000 you asked to take out for the stepdaughter? She said that she had talked to the mom supposedly for like a funeral cost.
Never happened. Lies.
Okay. You think that was just a part?
And also, he do like to continue to be in his ex-women children lives, even though they grown and some may be married or seeming like some of them don't even exist. But I think he like saying that he still take care of these people and do for these people and check on these people. But that's getting kind of odd too. And then also a few minutes ago, he was like, when he's done with the woman, he just leave. And then the woman has never said anything else to him. But then all of a sudden in that same statement, he says she came up to Rhode Island and tried to rekindle something. But she was on drugs and in rehab. Like, dude, which one is it?
Part of the story, or like, what? Why would somebody lie about that?
You got to ask her. Again, why do people lie? I have no idea. Like I said, I don't know where that came from, where that went left. I don't know.
And also, why would somebody who out here that you claimed was cheating on you since the beginning of y'all so-called relationship, why would she be wasting her time trying to investigate you even after the fact? So I don't even get that either. Like, what's she researching you for? If she not already moved on, she got a man.
So later on, Legion calls me. He calls me because he wants some money. He just needs a little bit of money to hold him over till payday. Again, I was recording all my calls at the time. He was still standing by the lies he told me. So finally, I just asked him, and this is where let me just say it. I asked him, why the hell did you even marry me? Like, why? Why did you even marry me? Because you easily could have just stayed dating or been the boyfriend or just moved on with your life. Like, you didn't have to marry me. You didn't have to pull me into a marriage and make me think that this is what you wanted. This is what he said to me on that phone call. He said, I had to marry you. And I was like, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. He said, I knew full well from day one that there was no way you were going to stay my girlfriend for longer than a year. He said, I knew it. He said, I knew in order to keep you, I was going to have to marry you. Y'all.
I think she telling the truth about that too, because he said out his own mouth that all his women was cheating on him. So I believe her on this part too. So
my jaw hit the ground.
I think money came into play. I don't think it's her issue. I think it's for 3 years. The first year I didn't hear nothing from her. For the next 2, it was reaching out to me on fake Facebook pages, on fake Instagram pages, WhatsApp, or whatever way she could contact me. She would tell people she's looking for me to see if I'm okay, but then she contact me and it's, I want us to fix things. I want to get back together. I want to start over. And I was just like, no, I don't want to fix stuff. Mm-hmm. And at that point, the last conversation we had was about a month before Valentine's Day. She called me up. She made a fake Facebook page, called me up. And she reached out to me and we talked for about 20 minutes. And she says to me, I want to work stuff out. I really want to fix stuff and I want to pay you the money back that you spent. And I want to show you, I can be a better person. She said that she had not been with nobody since we parted ways. She said that she just wanted to fix stuff. And I calmly had a conversation. I said, I'm with somebody else. First off, I'm in love. And the situation I'm in now, I'm in a good place. Mm-hmm. I don't fight with my girlfriend. We don't argue. Getting out of the hospital, learning to walk again. She has been instrumental in helping me with everything. Learning to walk again is hell. To learn to walk again, we talking about somebody who understood this situation that I was in.
Okay, this is the deflection again and rambling on and on about something nobody is asking him about. Nobody cares about your new boo. And once again, you sound like you are being contradictory because you said that you don't continue to talk to these people when you break up with them. So if you're in a happy relationship and this woman on a fake page is reaching out to you, then what are you responding for if you're in a happy relationship with the one you with now? To even be conversating with Risa Tisa, who you didn't know was Risa Tisa until you open up the message and start chopping it up. So, your accident or whatever like that don't have nothing to do with what's going on. But I digress.
And knew about Teresa because I told her everything. Told her about the ex before that. Told her everything. Accepted me. Helped me get everything together. And we've been great. She understood the limitations of walking again because walking again, like I can walk just fine now. But at the time we first started, I would take breaks, sit down, get up, take breaks, again, taking steroids to help build muscle. Now to get back on a diet again to lose weight because, taking a steroid, obviously you're hungry, you're going to eat more.
And it actually sounds like he actually did have something wrong with that knee. And now he's trying to say it was an accident later on that messed up his knees. But I think it's the knee problem that she was talking about. And he doesn't want to admit to that at this point because it makes him look nasty. Because of all the Powerade bottles all around the room and all of that. He don't want to admit to that part. But because it was such a traumatic experience of him going through the knee surgeries and having to walk again, he wants to let us know his recovery process. But he don't want us to know that it's the same knee problem from when he was peeing in those Powerade bottles. But I digress.
Changing health plan again. And she's been instrumental in all of that. Mm-hmm. She knows the Teresa story, we talked about it. Cause I don't get in a relationship and tell somebody, not tell them something. I told her everything. And she made a choice to accept that and say, hey, I'm gonna put these dukes up and fight with you. She watched these videos right along with me. Yeah. And I'm not gonna put her on camera, but she's sitting right here now. We dealt with all this together as a team. Knowing that I got an ex-woman attacking me, another one attacking me, and another one just talking trash, and we only went on 3 dates, and they making videos and making money off my name again. She could have said, I'm done. She didn't do that.
Did y'all talk about this prior to the videos or?
Yeah, we talked about this before Teresa ever did anything. I told her the truth. Everything. We talked about the money. We talked about Teresa. We talked about Toya. We talked about all this. I told her everything, as I always did. Anybody I'm dealing with. Did I miss anything when I was telling? So she was prepared for all this. She knew about Teresa. She knew about why I left her, all that. It was like what, our first or second conversation we ever had.
Why she didn't get on the interview with him then and help explain? Like, come on in the frame, sis. Let us see you.
With each other? Was yeah. So I remember because I was like I told you. I said I don't want you to get slapped in the face and like we talked about it, and you was like, that's the past and that's it. Matter of fact, you looked me up. She literally ran a background check on me because her sister, ties with the FBI. She ran a background check to make sure I was legit.
I bet she did. That's what Teresa should have did.
Before I could go out with it. So and then she came back, okay, you good. And that was that. And we've been good. The attack, like the one thing I'll say my girlfriend had to deal with is like somebody at, maybe somebody at a job or something like that but they know me. So it's not the same. And then some people at our job don't. But you would think with all this going on, all this negative stuff where I live, I've been getting a bunch of handshakes saying, hey, man, keep your head up. There's some BS. My niece's school, hey, there's some BS. Daughter's school, there's some BS. It's all, everybody said the same thing. Everybody know me. Oh, it's some BS. I got a bunch of encouragement calls, and everybody who called me, like I got some people from high school that believed the bull crap, and that's fine. But I had more people who went to college and high school, or people who know me now, personal friends, family members call me, hey, I know this BS. Keep your head up. I even got the weird calls. There's some women hit me up talking about, hey, we can be together. You can pay my bills, take care of me. Damn her. And my girlfriend think that's funny because I told her that was crazy. Like I had a girl, like we were sitting here and the girl got on the phone and was like, you know, you can take care of me. I'll be your side chick. And I'm like, really?
See, he always talking to these girls. How you available to be talking to these girls, and how do these people find out your real name based on what Risa Tisa said? She never gave your real name. Everybody's name was an alias except for the ex-wife and whoever Egypt is. So how do these people even know you? And how did your old classmates from college out in San Diego reach out to tell you you shouldn't have married that girl? Like, how would they even know anything about her?
And it ain't funny because it's sad that motivates people, but I don't know. All I can say about this whole situation, maybe I had to go through all these bad women to get to this good one. I don't know.
She mentioned that she asked you.
This new one might be just as loony as him, is what I'm thinking. But whatever.
Just kind of like, it was like y'all were having closure, I believe. And she asked, why did you lie? And you said, you know, I had to lie because I knew we wouldn't make it.
Never asked me that, and I never told her that. The last conversation we had with each other, actually, no, that's not the last conversation. The last conversation I had with her was last year when she asked me she wanted to start over, and I told her no. But the conversation
last year? Didn't y'all meet in like 2000? No, 2020. So last year, 2023, she wanted you back after all of that?
Conversation. She talking about the closure conversation. Yeah, we met for coffee, Starbucks. And we talked, and she asked me.
See, there he go. Meeting up with these women over coffee, Starbucks, and the new woman don't got no problem with you meeting up with the ex for coffee. He need to be checking to see if this one cheating.
Could I ever forgive her for the cheating? I told her maybe I could have, but you drug it out so long with all the counselors that at that point, I stopped loving you. So at that point, I'm not going to work it out. Once I stopped loving her, that's when it was time for me that's when I decided to leave. All the opportunities before that for us to work it out with the cheating and stuff like that, that was her opportunity. I felt like she missed the opportunity. My heart wasn't in it anymore, and I was done.
You knew she was cheating like 5 weeks after y'all got together. When she found out she was 5 weeks pregnant. That was literally in April.
The house fell through in October 2020. And what I told him was, I said, I don't want to look at another house. I don't want to talk about cars. I want to get through the holidays. Because it was going to be a holiday season where I could not celebrate with my family because of COVID. So I said, I just want to get through the holidays. I want to get through the end of the year. And we'll revisit stuff in January. I was very calm when I said it. No argument, nothing like that. And he said he understood. A lot of what fueled me staying in this situation really was the fact that, number one, I didn't want to be alone. Number two, I didn't want to look stupid by having the relationship end so quickly for everyone to be like, we told you something was up. And number three, I was ready to get married. And that, ready to get married, fueled a lot of stuff.
She had this question as well. Did she feel like it was ever love? And she said no. So do you feel like it was ever love? Did you ever love her during that time?
Absolutely. Through the whole thing until the day I found out she was cheating.
You said that you left. So basically you sleeping in the car and everything.
So he loved her up until that first doctor's appointment, when he said he knew she was cheating because that wasn't his baby, because he hadn't been around her physically. So you knew from the very beginning that you didn't love her because she was cheating, right? Or am I missing something?
Everything after you moved out, that was not a real thing?
No. I went home. I went to Douglasville. I went home.
Okay. So the behavioral, I think she said you went to a behavioral correction hospital or something like that. That wasn't true?
Lies.
Okay.
The only thing I did at a behavioral hospital, I knew a guy that went there and I helped him get a job. He got out. He knew a friend of mine, Omar. He asked me for a job. I got him a job. And I picked, matter of fact, no, I did. I picked him up from there. He got out of like a mental facility or whatever. I dropped him off at his mom's house a week later. He asked me, did I have a line on a job? I did. I said, you got to go and show up every day. I gave him a ride to work for a week. And his mom bought him a car and he's been working ever since.
So did you ever send a screenshot to?
So did you go to a behavioral rehabilitation center or whatever, and now this turned into some other guy that was in there that he knew, that he picked up and got him a job? So you know people that's in the mental facilities and you willing to help them get a job? The mental patients?
Scott, the realtor.
But you wasn't in there.
$68 million in the account?
No. If I had $68 million in my account, I would just go buy the house. I wouldn't need a realtor. My realtor that I've dealt with for years is Tori Lampkin. Scott, I never met. The people that she kept introducing me to were people who, when she called them and asked them about a house, and we go look at the house, and it's always a different realtor. None of those were friends of mine. The only realtor I've dealt with from 97 on is Tori Lampkin. That's it. And she never met Teresa.
So Tori Lampkin was in Cali and out here in Atlanta? 97. You was in college and up until 2005. So the same realtor. She international. She nationwide.
You said he never met Teresa?
Tori has never met Teresa. Not one day.
As far as the condiment company for 6 years.
Lies. I got offered a different job. I'm doing the same thing, different company. And I was leaving. And the only reason they didn't promote me, honestly, simply because the fact is they liked me in that position doing that particular job. And I wanted to move up. I was older, so I wanted to step up. So at the end of the day, when I got the new job offer, it was back north anyway. It was what I wanted to be doing. And it was at the money that I wanted to be making. And things weren't working with her. I was already on my way out the door with her. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to take it. Start over, fresh start. And then be closer to family. and try to rebuild some of the relationships.
Wasn't the question, did he actually work at a condiment company? Now, where did all this other stuff come from? And he simply said, no, that was a lie. So why did you start talking about a whole different company that wanted to promote? What company was it? What are you talking about? Because you clearly said, no, that was a lie. You didn't work at a condiment company. So what company are you talking about now? And then you said it was up north, but you still down in the South. I don't know. This dude is talking in circles.
And maybe over the years I hadn't talked to people, cousins, stuff like that.
So my mom lived in Arkansas, and when she came to visit in April, we were already married. This is her first time physically meeting Legion. My mom will tell you she had no idea anything was amiss, but there was something that nagged her a little bit. She didn't know what it was, and my mom is the type where she's going to get on her knees in prayer. That's who she is. So for her, it was like, I don't know what it is. He seems like a nice guy. He seems to love my daughter. Because again, there was no arguing in the house. The house was peaceful while she was here, even though behind the scenes we had just came off of the whole sexting incident with other women.
Explain the relationship you had with her dad, because I don't think she ever discussed anything about her dad.
She and her mother told me a story that he didn't want anything to do with her. And he told her mom it wasn't his baby or whatnot. I met him because he called the house one day. She was at work. I was working from home this day. And we just got into a conversation. And for some reason, something when he said to me about her, about wanting a relationship with her, resonated with me. When I spoke to her about it, she was like, he ain't this, he ain't that. What her mom said. Had a conversation with her mom said the same thing. A couple weeks went by and he called back and we exchanged numbers and we started talking. And he really was trying to find a way to be part of her life. And I would bring it up. She'd get testy and I'd leave it alone and maybe try to bring it up again. Through all that, me and him developed a relationship because he was a dad trying to be there for his daughter. Even though she grown, he was trying to, he told me that a lot of stuff that her mom said about him was a lie. And he wanted to be part of her life, but she wasn't having it. So he would call me every once in a while, how my daughter doing? And I say, she's doing good. We're fine. Give him an update, hey, we just did this. We went on vacation here. We did this and the third. She happy. And he would just, keep her happy. And that was it. Only time, honestly, what I would say when she was unhappy when her mom came around. They got some kind of weird relationship. I still don't quite understand it. Her mom would come around and those two would butt heads, or her mom call on the phone. As far as me and Teresa was concerned, before all this happened, I thought we were good all the time. Her mom came stay like a week and she did nothing in a week. Stay in the room all day. I'm not trying to badmouth her mom or anything like that. It's just that she didn't do anything that week but stay in the house and do nothing.
Okay.
All week. She watched TV all week long, basically.
Legion never loved me. He never loved me. He doesn't love himself, so I know he didn't love me. Number two, he didn't even like me. He watched me get excited about things that he knew I was not going to get.
How was the ring presented when you gave her the ring?
I came home and just gave it to her. It wasn't.
Finally, somebody asking about the engagement, the ring, the wedding. Like, I'm feeling like I missed a portion of this whole story because I don't recall them ever talking about that.
No flowers, cards, candy, thing like we already talked about getting married like it was more like a business deal, which it wasn't. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's kind of, we just talked about it and decided we wanted to do it. Went out and got a ring, came home, like, here you go.
Was that an Amazon ring?
No. She actually, when we went our separate ways, she gave that back to me.
Not an Amazon ring, but nobody asked you did she give it back. He just asked was it an Amazon ring?
My advice to anybody who watched the 53, 56, whatever part series it is. My advice to any of the women out there, honestly, I'm not that kind of guy that she said I was, but I'm gonna say this to any woman and men. I don't want to get preachy or nothing, but in the Bible it tells you about unequally yoked. Anything to any man or any woman, please don't date somebody that financially not on the same level with you. If they not and you want to date them, understand that they not, and if you want to help them, but don't just do nothing and you date them and oh she broke, I got money and that's it. No, if you care about somebody, you build them up. You put bricks and you build together. Like older folks say, you build together and you build with them and you teach them. I did try to do that, but you try to do that. But if it's somebody and you out here, you doing your thing, you making money, you ain't living check to check, and the girl you date is check to check, and you try to help, and they don't take the lessons of, hey, this is how you can increase your financial part, because money is a part of any relationship. I don't care what nobody say. I know somebody, they married, they living in the projects and they happy. They got 3 kids, welfare, but you can't tell them nothing. They happy. They got 1 car, 1 person ride the bus, 1 person take the car to work. They got less than $2,000 in savings, but they happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The point is, my message to any man, if you're dealing with a woman, because they're going to tell you, hey, can you pay my bills to take care? If you start doing that, don't make that a lifetime thing. That's my mistake, because I did that. And what end up happening is you start taking care of somebody who don't appreciate it. And then you end up with a Risa Tisa.
I was about to say too, while he's saying what people need to not do as far as financial, like some of these men need to stop leading with money, because you volunteered to pay for her tire, her meal, her bills the next month, and all of this. So stop leading with your money. And a lot of men do that because they don't have anything else to offer. They're like very shallow. So if you don't expect to attract gold diggers, then stop leading with your money. How about that?
I did everything I thought I was supposed to do as a man. I did what my father did to my mom. My father took care of all the bills in the house. Father's a truck driver. Before that, he was a police officer. He took care of everything in the house. We never had to worry about it. Now, we ain't have a whole bunch of money growing up, but everybody in my household, when you graduate from high school, you got a car. When you graduated and you put the cap and gown on, you was pulling up to your graduation. My first car was a Cadillac. A Fleetwood Cadillac. Like my father was right on his car, touch of class. And he didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we was good. I didn't grow up with a single parent. I grew up with both my parents. My mom worked hard. She was a nurse, and she gave that up and became a teacher. My father was a cop, and he became a truck driver. No, we didn't have a whole lot of money because back then, they didn't believe in those professions to pay black people a lot of money. So my dad decided to drive a truck because he wanted to make more money. And he took care of us, and we was good. I mean, my dad used to let us get out of school or not go to school until late that day so we could be the first person to step into high school with the new J's. Like,
no one cares about that dude. Like, yeah.
No, we ain't have a lot of money, but my dad knew when the new Jordans come out, he come in the room. Jay's come out on Tuesday. Y'all want them? And me and my brother would not. We go to school late and go get them new J's and then go to school.
You felt like you just was doing what you was supposed to do and what you was taught as a kid.
I was doing what my father taught me.
Chris wanted me to also let you all know that their parents, though they are passed away, the parents did everything they could to get Legion psychiatric help. At one point, they were taking him to different therapists and psychologists. He's been diagnosed as a kid with both bipolar and schizophrenia. I did not know this. Chris informed me today, Monday, February 26th, during that phone call, that their father came out of retirement to help pay for the medications. And as
So she said he's been diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. So he getting a crazy check. So that's how he was able to wine and dine, and why he keep worrying about her making more money, because he don't hardly have no money. He probably wasn't working nowhere. He was going to his other house, sitting at home, collecting his crazy check.
Legion got older, he refused to take them.
Never happened. My parents, my dad was from Roanoke, Virginia. My mom was born in Norristown, PA. Big family on her side. My dad was raised by his grandma, but my mom, big family, and they're tight knit. And my grandma, she kept everybody together. You know, you come over there, my grandma come over there and beat you if you act up. You don't need your parents. She show up. Nana show up and mess you up. You don't have to worry about your parents. And they all got along. But as we got older, my mom and dad decided they wanted to make a move, and they moved to Georgia. And for us, the sons, we were not happy about it. I don't think me or my brothers were happy about going to Georgia. My older brother embraced it, though. You know, he I think he could function anywhere. He type person can live anywhere. But me and my brother Mike, we wasn't fans of it. And my brother did a lot to help us, you know, kind of like naturate to the whole living in Georgia thing. I can be honest and say I probably never liked it. Too funny. But you know, my parents were there. None of my brothers, none of us had no mental issues. My mom, that's not true. My parents were a team. They were old school with it.
He's going all the way around the world just to confirm or deny the mental issues that she was describing in her story. Like, this dude, it is really something wrong with him. Like, seriously.
Anybody who know when your mom say something, you know, she don't got to say go ask your dad, because he was already on the same page with her. They got along very well. We didn't have a whole lot, but we had enough. And my dad was active in all our lives. My mom was too. My mom did a lot of volunteer work. And we grew up really good. My grandma was in the house with us, my great grandmom, actually. So we had great family figures, I want to say. And then I found out as I got older, the reason my parents moved from up north is because the fact is some of my family members, they had a lot of infighting. My great grandma passed away on my mom's side, and everybody stopped getting along. And my mom just didn't want to have any parts of it. And she felt like starting over down south was a good idea. And it was, honestly. We got a better education. We moved to an area where wasn't any crime, really. A tighter community. And honestly, all of us got a better education down there. My older brother joined the Air Force. Me and my brother went off to school. High school I went to, everybody I went to high school, it was cool. Like, they just had that, I don't know, that Southern hospitality thing where you just felt like you lived there forever. Like, I got nothing bad to say about anybody I went to high school with, because
that interviewer dude, is his facial expressions is killing me. But yeah, this dude is going all the way around the world on this. Do you got schizophrenia or bipolar disorder? We don't need to hear about all of that. Like, do you take your meds or no? Cause she did say that you was running around here with your daddy badge, pretending to be a cop. Now, what's really going on?
I went to middle school, elementary, but they were just all good people. Like we just had fun. And like I said, my parents, there was nobody in our house that had a mental issue, nothing like that. My older brother, nobody. We went on to the Air Force. He came back after the Air Force. He went through a few problems. You know, he been to war, obviously. But he was still my big brother. You know, if we needed something, you call him up and be like, "Yo, I need some advice," and he gave it to you. He'd show up. Matter of fact, he probably wouldn't talk to you on the phone. He'd just pull up and be like, what you need, little bro? And he talked to you. He went through a divorce. He had a daughter. He went through a divorce. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, I know everything that went on through him and his ex-wife. They just went their separate ways. She became like a sister to us, like a big sister to us. So I still got a relationship with her. And he got a daughter, obviously. His ex-wife, man, incredible person. She became big sister. She helped take care of my mom. My mom got sick. My dad got sick. Grandma. Instantly became part of our family. I still consider her family to this day. Man, incredible person. My brother, honestly, they got divorced. I can't say I don't know what happened. All I know is he went their separate ways, and he went on about his life. She went on about her life. After a while, he stayed down south in Georgia, and then he finally just said he went back up north. I didn't talk to him. For some years, and that was his choice, not mine. Like previously I told you, Elgin and Miguel, you know, took me in as like a little brother, and they've been there. I didn't talk to him. I tried to reach out to him over the years. After about 3 years, I just stopped. You know, I let him do his thing. I knew he was good because his family he was around, and they said he was good, and I left it at that. I mean, a couple of days ago when all this video stuff happened, he called me, you know, talking about the Reese's Pieces stuff, and I was just like, bro, you have no idea what was going on there. So, but as far as the argument, no, that's the last physical conversation we had other than the other day when he called me. The last time I saw him, we were great. I mean, honestly, the last physical conversation we had other than that, it was probably almost like 9 years.
You know, people talk about a bunch of different TikTok accounts and stuff like that. So I was seeing a bunch of different videos about, you know, just pictures of like, you know, the offshore account, videos of like being at like the Netflix headquarters and stuff like that. Do you have a TikTok account, and, you know, how valid are those videos and pictures?
I ain't never been to Netflix day in my life. I don't even know where their home is. The only thing I've done even close to anything with TikTok is my old job. We leased some property to them for a movie that they were original Netflix movie. And my boss made me go with them and stay with the property until they were done. I had to stay there. I wasn't on set. I was in a trailer enjoying the food. And as soon as they were done with our property, we were done. I was it. I ain't touched nothing. I ain't do it. I sat in a trailer. Actually, I played PlayStation for most of the time. And then when they were done, you know, we loaded our property up and I was done. I was gone.
That sounded like a lot too. Like he just made that up on the fly. Like, what company did you work for? The condiment company?
So that video was just like an old video?
Yeah, it's very old.
Okay.
It's before Teresa.
Your boy at work taking a break. Just thought I'd come to you today. You know, it's day like 16 of filming, not to mention working. So good thing is the next couple of days we're off from filming, so I can take a break. I can just go to work and come home and relax.
Netflix working on a deal or no movie or nothing like that. Not mine.
What about the offshore account pictures?
It sounded like he was trying to insinuate that he was there filming. So if you there just sitting there chilling playing Netflix, why are you making a TikTok Like you on set doing a movie. Like this dude, like I said, there's something wrong with this dude for real.
I don't know where they get that from because I don't have it. I don't know where they get that from. That's still more lies. And this is for anybody, women, men in general. This is young people, old people, anybody that watches this video. What you can take from this situation is mentally, if you're healthy, your life is good. You come to peace with whatever demon you may carry, or you don't have none. That could be happy. True too. People who are broken, and when you realize they're broken, realize that you don't have the tools to fix them. And you can't fix them. You can point them to get some help, but you're not a psychiatrist. You're not any of that, and you can't help them. So that's not somebody you should be in a relationship with. That means is if you date guys, if you dating a girl and she mad at her baby daddy, they don't talk. They can't build. They don't. They've had kids together. Now they don't talk. She had her child support. She at him all the time, and you just the guy there. I'm going to say, and I'm sorry, ladies, but gentlemen, that's not the woman you need to be dating because.
How is he giving relationship advice? It's like, first of all, you only said that Teresa cheated on you and didn't make enough money. You didn't say she was evil to you. You didn't say she treated you badly. You didn't say she wasn't doing her wifely duties. She wasn't doing any of these things according to you. She only didn't make enough money, and you assumed she was cheating from the beginning. So where is all this other advice coming from? And clearly you the one who needed the advice from the beginning. Like, and she needed that advice when she met you. And it's crazy to me that both of y'all stories are contradicting each other, except for like maybe one part where the mama came to visit. And y'all were in a whole marriage, a whole relationship, and y'all stories don't match. That's crazy. But you also said everybody that you've been with has cheated on you. So it sounds like it's a you problem. And I don't know about this one here that won't come in the camera to show her face, but we'll see.
Adults have to learn that everything is not their way. If you got a kid and you're dealing with somebody, and let's say me and my girlfriend, we had a kid and we ain't together no more. We're going to have to be friends on a level because we have a child together. We have a life that we're responsible for. But when you got one person attacking the other person, I want child support. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. And you constantly add them. They're not healed from that. They're not healed from that. My mom had his son before she met my dad, vice versa. And they were cool on that end. You see, so when you try to make that work with someone, I'm not saying you can't date them, but I'm saying you got to watch yourself because they're not healed from that. The baby daddy moved on and then you at him, but you want to be my girlfriend and everything good over here, but you're not healed. She's broken. And you got to understand that there's only so far you can go with that. And when you push through all that, you see what I'm saying? I told my own girlfriend one time, I can love you beyond the BS.
So is this about Teresa? Do she got a baby daddy? Do she got children? Why are you telling us this? This has nothing to do with you and Teresa's situation. So once again, I'm confused. Why are you rambling on about stuff that don't matter?
If you let me. What that means basically is you got to put that down. You got to let that go. We've all been done wrong. I've been done wrong. I've been cheated on. Move on. I can't carry that into the relationship I'm in now. I can't carry Teresa into this relationship. I can't carry what Nisha did. I can't carry.
Where are you doing that now? It seemed like you're trying to capitalize off of what Teresa got going on. That's why you came into the forefront again to say your side, which contradicts everything that she was saying. And you making a lot of this about you and issues that have nothing to do with you and Teresa. We don't care about how you was raised and all of that when we asking a simple question of, are you bipolar and schizophrenic? We don't care about your brothers, wives, and why they left, and all of this, that, and the other. We don't care about this new boo. This is about you and Teresa's past relationship. And you bringing up all of this stuff no one cares about, and you not even really answering the real questions, because I want to know where you actually worked. Where did you go to school? What arena team did you play for? Did you have all this money that you claim to have had? And yeah, what were you working at when you lived with Teresa or lived there on the weekend? And do you get crazy check money?
Carry what LaToya got going on into this. So if you're going to get in a relationship, heal first from whatever you've been through so you don't have to take the other person through it. Because even when you're leaving the relationship, because all I did was leave. I said enough is enough. And for 3 years went by. And that's the number one question everybody asks me. Why'd she wait 3 years if you were so horrible? Again, her life, from what I hear, her life fell apart. It just fell apart. Nothing went good for her. I don't know if she had a boyfriend in 3 years. I don't know. I was just told from people I know in Atlanta, her life fell apart. She ain't been happy. And now this is what she wanted to do. She heard, oh, he living good. He out here making money still. He out here doing great. I'm on the attack. It's the bitter effect. And it's not just women that do this. So don't think, ladies, that I'm attacking y'all, because men do it too. Men do it too. You get with a girl, you give her the world, and then you leave because you go mess with the next chick, and now she the bee on the corner that you can't stand. And now all of a sudden she can't get child support because, oh, I ain't gonna pay child support. F that beat. No, you were there. You loved her at one point. You laid with her at one point. Take care of your kids. But so it's on both parts. All I'm saying is mental space is important. Date somebody in the same mental space as you. My mistake in life is dating people who are not. I grew up in a household with two parents. They loved each other every day. My parents did not fight. They did not argue. If they did, we ain't see it. My mama was the person to be like, did you talk to your dad? Go ask your daddy. And he give you the same answer she gave you. And he in another part of the house and he hadn't talked to her. He just know what she said. So for me, creating a healthy relationship with somebody, yeah, you should be on the up and up. Don't do what I did, because the one thing I didn't do to create a healthy relationship on my side is I didn't talk about the money. I kept money from her, from advice from people. It wasn't the best advice. Yeah, if we want to say I did something wrong, yeah, I did not tell my wife how much money I was making, worth, none of that. I didn't tell her because financially she wasn't where she needed to be. But that's not an excuse. I'm wrong for that. Period. I've apologized to her and everybody else. Any man, please, if that's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. I'm just gonna say that as my personal belief. If that's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. But the minute you say I do, yeah, your finances is her finances, and you need to tell her you don't need to keep money from her. I did that, and that was a mistake on my part. That's me. I can cop to my wrongdoing, and that's it. I should have told Teresa in the beginning what was going on, gave her a budget, and say, this is where we're going to be at, and this is what we're going to do, whoop-de-whoop, and do it from there. And the two gentlemen that are my brothers that, they're not my brothers, but they told me that's where you're wrong. You should have just, Yeah,
I think he should have expressed to her in the beginning that he was getting his crazy check. And he was not going to be able to take care of her $800 rent and do all of these different things, like sending her to Paris, buying her a $750,000 house, souping her brain up, when all he was working with was a crazy check. So, and then he said he kept his studio apartment, so his bills over there and his bills over here. So yeah, that was like stretching him pretty thin, trying to do all of that on that crazy chick. So I get what he's saying. He should have gave her a budget as far as what could be done with his coin. So yeah.
To this day, they still say, that's where you effed up, right? Because you should have. But that's my advice to anybody. If it's your girlfriend, and it's just, you don't got to believe, like I said, you don't got to listen to me. If it's your girlfriend, you don't owe her that. If you're moving in with her, I still say you don't owe her that, in my opinion. But when you get married, yeah, you do. Every dollar you make is her business. Every dollar she makes is your business. And I made a mistake by not doing that. And that's wrong on my part. Not my proudest moment, not proud of it. And I don't have no problem admitting that. If you watch the Risa Tisa stuff, if you ever hear it, she tells you she's the victim. She was victimized from the beginning. She didn't tell you how she used to jump up and get mad and cuss her mom out. And because they got a horrible relationship, she didn't tell you that her mom lied to her about what her dad is doing. I talked to her dad now. We're friends. As a matter of fact, when I got into a relationship again, I told him that our relationship as friends, we had to back away because I'm with somebody else. I'm not with your daughter anymore. But he's a good dude. Her mom, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I can say that because I don't think her mom.
It's the pack of lies for me. Now, if you were still cool with this man, you would have said that when you brought him up earlier. Now all of a sudden y'all still cool and you had to tell him you gotta back away because you in a new relationship. You've been in this new relationship, according to you, since you and Tisa divorced. So, when? Sheesh. I don't even see how these women deal with this man.
Did what she needed to do, and they don't have a great relationship because when her mom used to come to visit, it wasn't good.
Well, this whole story time was not about her mama relationship. It was about her relationship with you, dude. Her mama ain't the one who was telling her a pack of lies the whole entire time. Her mama was not the one who was on the phone with nobody. Her mama was not the one who was living over here for 5 days out of a 7-day week. Her mama was not the one peeing in Powerade bottles. So this wasn't about her mama. It was about you. So why would she tell us about her mama? Nobody cares about what kind of relationship her and her mama got. And if they were such on bad terms, then why did she allow her mama to come visit y'all while she was in turmoil with you? Like, dude, get out of here.
Her aunt and her have a good relationship. Her cousin Maddie, I think they're good. Although I did watch her, go through some things. But again, her family, it's up and down. I just don't think that she was ready for what we were trying to do. The videos, am I mad about them? Yes and no. My girlfriend madder than me because it put her through something. For me, I thought it was funny at first until family members started getting it.
That girlfriend do not sound mad as much as she been giggling and chuckling back there in the back. She don't sound mad to me. And once again, how would they know you? We only knew your first name by this interview that you're doing. Unless you've been on social media saying, I'm Legion, I'm the Legion she's talking about. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Attacked till friends start getting attacked. People who know me were like, let me get up here and do a video and tell your side for you. Let me go up here and I have held everybody back from saying something because what's it going to solve? They're not, my main thing I would say, they're not attacking you all, they're attacking me. And I do want to say to the young lady who put my face up there and you did all that, I understand that you did that for clout. You did that for life.
Who in the world was attacking him? Because from what I can see, everybody thought this was comedy. Like, we didn't even know if she was telling the truth or not. We didn't even know if this was some made up story and fictional characters.
Lights. And I do know that Teresa put you up to that. She probably not going to tell y'all, but she did. Teresa put her up to that. Teresa said, I can't say his name, but you can. And then she caught all this flack for it. And I feel bad for her because I think that you did it for likes and, to make your money on TikTok. And I'm going to tell you, young lady, Teresa used you because she did use you. All my friends, I apologize, whoever had to deal with the foolishness. Because I know all y'all live y'all life kind of like I live mine. We all like to sit back and we ain't none of us trying to be famous. So for you who had to deal with it, I apologize. To the gentleman's house they defaced and all that, I apologize again. I talked to him before, so we talked. The other gentleman, I apologize. The person I sold the house to down in Atlanta, I apologize for them swinging by your house. I think it's the right thing for you to do for the new alarm system and knowing what you did with the fence. I really do hope they stop doing that. I think they did because he went and, did a few things for you people who sent Teresa money. Y'all cash apped her. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I can't do nothing for y'all. So I had a lot of people ask me, "Oh, I want money back." You gave it to her. Reach out to her, not me. TikTok, from what I understand, TikTok was like they gave her the money for the views. So she got paid off y'all clicking and watching. So you want to stop her from getting paid because y'all exposing her now, just stop watching. Stop watching Reese Tisha. That's the only thing I can tell you. Because other than that, you're going to get her paid every time you click and watch. And anyone who sent her personal gifts, I don't know what y'all going to do. I can't. Don't reach out to me and say, I want money back. You sent it to Teresa, talk to her. To the exes before her, Latoya, somebody going to look at me and think I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not. But sounds like to me, you still need to get that help that you were trying to get back then. I don't think you got it. I know about her daughter and that situation. You need to get help. Not for your sake, for your children's sake. Nisha, I saw you do a video and I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I walked away from you because you wasn't it. And we just agreed to disagree. And that was it. I left her. And that was it. There was no drama between me and her. She liked to get loud, jump up in my face, and I left. Again, I'm a black man. I'm not about to be swinging on women. That's not what I do. I'm like 6'6". I'm not going to be out here because when the cop pull up, they're going to look at me and be like, I got a police officer in my family. And I'm not a violent person, never have been. And those are.
So why was she getting up in your face and why was she swinging on you? What was you doing? Black man, 6'6".
The exes that I guess are bitter. I got ex-girlfriends who reached out to me that was like, hey, I'm sorry you're going through that. Because every relationship I've ever been in, I can say when it was done, whether they were done with me or done with them, we had a mutual parting of ways. It was never no violence, never no screaming, hollering or nothing. But these women are the women that I left because I said to myself, this don't work for me no more. So I got nothing against them still. I don't care what they say or what America or the internet say. I don't got nothing against Teresa. I left. Tell the truth. Toya, get some help and take care of your kids. Like, your son should not be homeless. Tayshawn, I feel bad for you, my guy. I don't know what you need to do to get your life together, but whatever it is, do it.
Didn't he say earlier on he was always looking out for the son, helping the son out and all of this? Now it's like, I don't know what to do for you, my guy. Like, he is so contradictory.
Do it. Matter of fact, my best advice is call your dad. Call your dad. And because I know his dad still love him to death. Tayshawn's dad is a really, really, really good dude. I'll go so far as say he a better man than me. Because he been through some things and that dude don't quit when it comes to being a dad. And I learned some stuff from his dad about being a father myself. So his dad is a really, really good dude. And I don't think Toya is a bad person. I just think that she need to get some help. I don't think Teresa's a bad person. I think Teresa need to get some help. I don't think that Nisha a bad person. I think that she need to get some help. Because Nisha's parents, they good people. Her sister, good people.
So everybody need help but him. Wow.
Nobody that I'm talking about, Latoya's family, they're not bad people. They're good people. Nisha's family, good people. Teresa's family, from the ones that I've met, they're good people. I've gotten to sit down and talk to her dad. Good dude. Her mom, I can't say that I had a really good relationship with her, but I don't have anything bad to say about her either. I didn't get a chance to get to know her. And maybe that might be more on my part because I kind of didn't want to get to know her because she was in Kentucky, wherever. And when she came to visit, she kind of didn't talk to me. So I would like for my family to be left alone. My brothers, leave them alone. That's all my family. Leave them alone. Stop trying to use my name to make me sound like some demon because I'm not. Anybody who knows me closely, they will tell you that dude that they talking about, that's a lie. That's not him. Stop calling me, reaching out to me, trying to jump on my Facebook page. Because, I mean, I have not gotten a lot of hate. I've gotten a lot of girls like, ooh, I'll be your side chick. I'll be this, I'll be that. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm happy where I'm at. Honestly, if me and my girlfriend are working, I'm still happy where I'm at. My nieces, nephews, kids involved, I'd leave them alone. I'm asking you to. I don't care about this lie about a Tubi movie. I've actually spoken to representatives. Ain't no Tubi movie. Ain't no Netflix movie. Ain't no Tyler Perry movie. It's none of that. Leave the people I love alone.
Speaking of movie, I do want to come back and do a live on a movie that I did find. So, yeah, there is a movie. But we'll get into that later.
My friends and my family, leave them alone. Period. It's just leave them alone. It's a lie. If you want to believe it, you go ahead and do that. But please leave the people I love and I trust alone. You want to keep coming at me after this? Go ahead. It's a lie. I'm not going to answer because I'll probably delete the Facebook page once I invite everybody over to the new page that are my friends. The phone calls in the middle of the night, it'd be nice if they stop. It probably won't, but it'd be nice if they stop. I did this interview today with you because you're a legitimate person. I turned down like 5 or 6 interviews with other people because they weren't going to do nothing but spin it anyway. I don't have anything against Teresa. And this is what you had to do to get money. That's sad. Toya, if you had to do this for money, that's sad. Same with anybody else. That's sad. The one lady who said that there's one more thing. I'm sorry. There's a lady who was on TikTok. I don't know her name. She said that she made a comment that she said that if I was a CEO, which I was never, she said that most men like me look for eye candy, and they went and attacked her, ripped her apart, and she had to do another part, and they still trying to go at her. Ma'am, I know you were trying to help. And I'm not mad at what you said, but I don't think I'm eye candy, and I date someone for their heart. Number one. 2, you said you guessed that she was lying. Okay, but you didn't help me by attacking Teresa. I know you thought you were, but you didn't help me by doing that. You want to help me? Y'all write her and get her some help. You want to help me? You got to help her. I don't need help. I'm fine. Not a narcissist. I'm wrong way more than I'm right. And I'm okay with that because my other half is right. And that's good enough for me. The people I didn't name, because we ain't gonna talk about my kid. We ain't gonna talk about none of that because that's not y'all business. And it's not going to be the kids in my family are going to have to deal with this. My niece that had to move from Atlanta, y'all be careful about what y'all watch online and what y'all believe at the end of the day. Legion, demon, narcissist, none of these things are who I am. And everybody that know me know better. The people who don't like what I'm saying to you today, let that be your problem. Because while this was going on, I know some of y'all thought that my life was going to be made hell and that I wasn't going to be able to live my life. I have been out this house every day since that has gone on and I've got nothing but love, respect.
That's what I don't understand too. How's everybody getting attacked and having to move and having to build fences and put security on their houses and getting powed at except you? If you are who they're targeting. So it's just bizarre how these events are transpiring around you, but not you. But you getting phone calls in the middle of the night and girls wanting to get with you to be your side chick and all of this. Like,
how you doing? Keep your head up, move forward. But if you want to continue to try to make money and demonize me, go ahead if you want to. I am not the arguing type of person. I'm not going to be. At 45, I am a grown man. My situation is good. I love my family. All of them. Even the ones that don't like me too much, I love them all because they're my family. I love my brothers to death. Me and one of my brothers, obviously we don't talk that, but I still love him to death. He had a big part in teaching me how to be a man. So I'll never hate him for it. My nieces and nephews, love y'all. And I apologize if y'all had to go through anything because of me. It not necessarily was because of me, but it's my ex-wife, so I take blame for that. And to the ladies just running around saying whatever, not just Teresa or anybody else or Latoya, y'all get some help. Get some help, find you some happiness. And you won't have time to go out and make up crap or be on TikTok. I've obviously found that happiness. And I'm really, really good. Even with this situation, I'm still good. I will say this much for it, because I don't want to forget this. And I said in the beginning I was going to say something about
Lord, this interview will need to cut him off. He's just going on and on and on and on and on. Dude, really?
this. Young people. 18 to 30. I'm just going to make it wide enough. When you get in a relationship with anybody, and I'm not bad mouthing Facebook or anything else, look at some famous people and they relationships stay pretty good because they don't put everything, they keep their business private. You got somebody you care about, keep them private. I told my girlfriend don't tag me in nothing with her kids, don't do nothing. And I'm glad I did that because
yeah, so you can get on these social media sites and cheat in peace. Because you stay in people DMs and inboxes and all of that because you meet up with women you don't know, you get in women cars you don't know. And yeah, even if it's a burner type account, you still respond. So of course you don't want your girlfriend to tag you and post you and all of that. We get it. We know.
they didn't come under attack. You know what I mean? I think something was said to one of the kids, but it didn't go nowhere. But not because of this situation can happen, but just because keep your love life private. Everybody don't even know what you got going on. The people that know you, they do. Social media can be the devil, as you can see. So don't let them in your business. I learned that a long time ago. I mean, other than that, love each other every day, man. You break up, walk away, clean. If you with the person, you with them, love them. That's it. No fancy stuff. Put everything on the table. Everything I said, if you need to rewatch this video, watch it again. I do have a page where it's called Real Talk. We talk about relationship stuff all the time, simply because if I can help you, I can help you. If this situation will teach somebody, I know.
Was that a shameless plug? He just plugged in his handle. Cloud chaser.
Teresa said, hey, if this story will help one person, I don't think her story, I don't know that she meant that, but I will tell you, if this can help you in your relationship, young men, women, older women, don't matter, then I'm cool with it. I want to say this. I've seen because I got calls from TMZ, I got calls from ABC. Like, I think they're recording something on the Tamara Hall show for her or whatever. And I told them, hey, you can't use my face because I'm getting sick and tired of picking up my computer and somebody saying, or I blocked a lot of people. And I don't want to hear it. And I had to tell representative from the Tamara Hall show with my legal counsel, hey, you can't use my face. I ain't giving you permission to use my face. You can't use it. And I think what they even talked about on the Breakfast Club, which is a show that I actually like to listen to and watch. I like Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy. They got Jess Hilarious on there now, who I always think is funny as all get out. And I think he said something like he made a really, I guess to me, it was a rough joke. He called her like a big back or something like that or whatever. And that, to me, I got no problem with Charlamagne. I don't. I just, for me, I ain't know whether to laugh at it or feel bad. Because, at the end of the day, like my sister-in-law will say, hey, she put herself out there for whatever they're going to do to her. But the sad part about it, like I said, it's so many people invested in the lie. That's all I can say. I can't even say call it a story. There's just so many people invested in the lie. And there's people who got defrauded, and I feel bad for them. I mean, my family, I've got a chance to sit down and talk to my family members. And they all know, so I'm pretty good. The people who I'm estranged from, they're people that I didn't deal with since I was a little kid because my mom chose to move away, and then we just didn't deal with them. My brother that she talks to, I got no ill will against him. He just, actually, I can't clean it up. Sorry. He may be in it for the money too, for all I know. Money ruins people at the end of the day. Pretty much. I mean, I hope everybody can get past it. I mean,
but you all about the money too. That's why you wanted her to get her promotion. You wanted her to match your fake accounts. Yeah. So you about the money too. You led with money that you didn't have. You made all of these promises on things that you couldn't deliver. So yeah, you about the money too, and obviously it ruined your marriage because you was telling a pack of lies.
I didn't do the things she said, but I mean, some people, this video gonna air, and some people still gonna say he lying. Some people gonna say, hey, he lying. You might even catch some flack for. They might say, oh, he lying. How you give him time to talk? He this, he that. No, I don't believe it, and that's fine too. But what I want to urge everybody, women, men, everybody, if there's been people that got on TikTok and everywhere else and told the story before, Facebook, YouTube, Maury Povich show, Tamara Hall, wherever, they've told their story. Not once, and I'm just asking people to do your research, just not once did somebody say, they put their Cash App up and say, help me. Not once. And there's people who need that help. So pay attention to who you helping, because everybody ain't telling you the truth. If anybody want to demonize me, go ahead. That's fine. The people who know me, they know the truth. Other than the crazy chicks that's been in my inbox talking about, oh, I'll be your side chick. You can pay all my bills.
So it sounds like he mad that she got paid, or that she got coin off of her little story that involved him, and he didn't get a percentage. That's what it's starting to feel like. Because why are you so worried about her cash apps, what TikTok paid her, what these interviewers pay her on TV and all of that? Like, why are you so concerned with it? That has nothing to do with you. And you're doing an interview, you can ask to be paid. And people get paid off social media. That's a thing now. You know that, right? People make livings off of social media. That's nothing new. So you can't hate the player. Hate the game. And if you can't beat them, then join them. You can do the same thing. Nobody's saying that you can't capitalize off of this story as well. But you want to make it seem like you already, coined up. And you don't need it. And you ain't in it for it. But you keep bringing it up. So obviously it's bothering you.
My girlfriend don't believe it. Her family don't. They know better. She know better. My friends that are close to me that know me, they know better. People I work with, they all know better. People who are close to me, everybody that know me know better. So that's what counts to me. My girlfriend's older sister, extensive background, federal agent. I wouldn't be sitting here. She wouldn't let me talk to her sister if or even be close if I was this person. So if people want to demonize me, I'm okay with that. I would appreciate it if you stop.
Can you prove all this stuff you saying, sir? Cause it sounds like you just vomiting at the mouth at this point. Everybody's a federal agent, background check, all of this, all of that. Prove it. Because you just sitting here rambling on and on and on, and we still haven't seen any proof of anything. Nothing. You can't even prove that you didn't buy that ring off of Amazon. Well, show us the receipt of where you purchased that ring from a straight jeweler or a real jewelry store. Do something. Show us something other than you sitting here running your mouth. But the truth of the matter is neither one of y'all proved anything as far as what's coming out y'all mouth. But like I said, you matching her energy. You want coin too. You want to make something off of your side of the story. But I don't know why you just won't do that. And yeah.
Going at my family, I would appreciate it if you stop, because for me, it's just getting old. But I mean, some people are not going to stop. They're going to keep on. They're going to believe it. They're going to keep going. And I'm okay with that too. That's what you got to do. You're going to make me public enemy number one.
Yeah, and even prove that your family being harassed and threatened and all that. Have y'all filled out any police reports? Is there any news articles of where these people have been attacked by Risa Tisa supporters? Like, prove that too. Show us something. Like I said, it just sounds like you vomiting out your mouth. You just saying whatever to plead your case. Whatever coming to your mind at this point.
You're going to make me the demon person because of a bunch of lies. That's fine too. Somebody got to do it. To the exes that are making videos, I said something earlier. I'm going to say it again. I walked away from all of y'all for some of the same reasons I walked away from Teresa. That's the facts. I walked away from LaToya. My mom didn't like her. Dad didn't like her. And at one point, it just got to the point where they were done. And it was it. Her son, he should, like I said before, he should call his dad. Because his dad loved him to death. And
we don't care about none of that. And the other question is, why are all of these women coming forward to basically say what type of horrible dude you were? Like, how do all of your exes have the same storyline? If you're such a great dude and everybody needs help but you, you're not crazy, you had both of your parents and all of this, like, it sounded like you the common denominator, and they both got the same Jacob or whatever your name is, Legion. They got the same version of you, each relationship.
He definitely can help me. He should call his dad. And as far as Teresa's concerned, I feel bad for her. But this is what you have to do.
Perfect.
Get some help. That's all I can really say. But I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm happy with who I'm with. I'm happy in my relationship, happy in my life. Honestly, this is nothing but like a little stopping point to have to deal with this. And after this, honestly, I'm probably not doing interviews, talking to nobody, because I don't need to. You don't believe me? I'm okay with that. You do believe me? I'm okay with that too. Mm-hmm. But this, like for me, she did all this after she found that I was involved with somebody. As long as she was heard through the grapevine or whoever she talking to, some of the people in my family who I don't deal with too funny for whatever the reason, or I just haven't seen them. Once they found out I had a girlfriend, that's when this started. That's
She knew a long time ago that you was talking to girls. Remember whoever off of Facebook who was running you all the prices for the hand jobs and all of that? So why didn't she start doing her video documentary then? If the only reason why she started doing that is because you was involved with someone else. Like, dude, you ain't making sense. Seriously.
That's when these videos start. This, if I was miserable somewhere, sitting in a wheelchair still, not living life, she'd have been perfectly fine. There would be no Risa Tisa, period.
So it's because you moved on?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, this was my girlfriend watched the videos, some of them, and looked at me and was like, well, I don't know who they talking about. Her sister, they actually looked me up. Like, they did a background check to see what kind of person I was. They looked me up and they were like, okay. And they told me, like, straight up, like, no. And they think that's not who you are. So there it is. I'm always person I say all the time, and she get on.
Did you give them the right name and social security number this time? And it took you 3 years to move on? But they looked you up. How? They looked you up before y'all met? Or are you saying they looked you up as to when you met her, they didn't trust you, so they looked up your information? The federal agent sister.
To me, I say I'm wrong probably 90% of the day. A narcissistic ain't gonna tell you that they're wrong. I make mistakes all day, every day, and that's fine with me. My girlfriend, honestly, she gonna kick me if she see this, but she's much smarter than me. So, and it's not like I'm saying like, I'm stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she has a way of looking at things that make a lot of stuff easier. I wouldn't be able to do this situation, this interview, talk to anybody, stand up for myself, or do it. I was going to leave it alone. I was going to let them say whatever they want to say. They don't know me. The people around me know me is one thing. But once you started attacking certain friends of mine, family members, they get inboxed on Facebook, people's kids getting harassed, you know, nieces and all this, nephew dealing with people at college and all this. So for me, then that was the thing. And then I saw these women with the Cash App. When the girl told the story about sending her, Teresa, this money, and then she found out later it was BS. She blocked her because she had spoken to her. She blocked this girl on everything. And this girl's out $3,000. And when I spoke to her, like I said, she didn't ask me for the money back or me pay her back. She just asked me, you should say something at this point. I seen a lot of it. And I just didn't say anything. She said, you should say something at this point because I'm not the only person that cashed at her.
So the girl reached out to you saying, hey, I cashed at her 3,000.
So wasn't he supposed to be explaining how the girlfriend helped him through this? And he just went to vomiting at the mouth again, and we never got, how did your girlfriend help you through this? We just learned that Teresa got some more money. And $3,000 at that. So I'm finna conjure up me a story. If they dropping 5K bags in the cash out. Cause yeah.
But what made her come up with the conclusion that she made a mistake? Like
she saw
fake?
the post where the lady posted the video about it was her story. And then she went and read the woman's story and watched her videos. And she realized it's the same story the lady was telling. And she reached out to this lady and the lady told her, yes, it's fraud. And then she reached out to me because they had put my face out there. And there were so many messages. And I guess by chance, I sent her a message back like, hey, I don't know what's going on. This ain't me. And then she told me I sent her.
Well, if it's the same story from some other lady, then when dude was asking you, where did they get the knee problem from? Why did she make up this and that about you? You were saying, I don't know where she got it from. You would have to ask her. Why didn't you just respond with, I heard she got the story from some other lady. And this lady was detailing these things in her relationship. But that's not what you said. See, that's what I'm saying. And some things you could verify, like her mama coming out there. So was that the lady's story, or what did that really happen? Like I said, you not making no sense. You just
$3,000. And I immediately called her and we had a 2-hour conversation and she was upset. And when she said she watched the videos and then in talking to me, she said, I don't think you're the person that they're talking about. And I said, well, they're using my face. And she's saying that's me. And she made up a bunch of stories. That's not me. I felt so bad for that young lady that I wasn't going to send her $3,000. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'll send her $3,000. But I did send her $1,000 because she got defrauded. She had kids. And I can't help everybody. So that's why my girlfriend was like, well, you can't go out here and start paying money back that they done gave Teresa. Best thing for you to do now is say something about it. So at least that she don't get to defraud these women. If everybody want to believe I'm a demon or I'm legion or whatever, I don't really care. That's fine with me. Stop sending her money because
I don't even know what about her story would make women who are mothers with all these children want to even send her money like that. Like, I don't get it. Her story doesn't seem like a story where she just broke and homeless and, you know what I'm saying? She just told a story like what happened in this fictitious marriage. So I don't even see why people would be stepping up to just dump money on her head. It don't give that. Now, if they just dumping the money because, girl, you told this story, or I feel your pain and all of that, and you caked up, then yeah. But a single mom raising children, this the only thing in her bank account, like that, this story ain't giving that. Like, let me give her all this money to help her out for something that happened 3 years ago. I'm confused. So yeah, I think at this point he just defecating out his mouth. And I don't believe he sent no woman no $1,000 back. And why would you send some woman that sent your ex-wife money and your girlfriend encouraging you to send her $1,000? Your girlfriend said that?
she lied to you. You don't have to believe me, but don't send her money because people go online and tell the story, but they don't ask you for money. You see what I'm saying? Like, somebody's been done wrong and I ask you for money. Tina Turner got beat up by Ike Turner. She didn't ask the fans to give her some money, did she? I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, if Joe Jackson beat the Jacksons didn't call you and say, "Hey, I know you listen to my records, but can you send me some money?" Because
Well, they didn't get on TikTok and break down all of the events that took place. But had there been a TikTok back in the day where you could make money off of your digital content, then maybe they could have made money. And I didn't hear Risa Tisa asking anybody for money. Seems like these people are just donating their coin to her. So, what are you saying, sir? And are you expecting the same in return? Since you're not asking for any money and you're not in it for the money, maybe you're thinking that people are going to feel sorry for you and just donate to you as well. But anyway, I digress, and we almost at the end, y'all. Thank goodness. Whew, I'm glad this interviewer finally stepped in and say something.
Joe beat me. So I'm saying, like, that is where, for me, I said, okay, if you don't pay attention, that's where you can see the fraud. If she was just telling a story, she would just told the story and that's it. She's making money off of this, and that was her goal. I'm gonna destroy him because he happy, he good, and I'm gonna make some money off of this because that's what she about.
Gotcha.
So taking money from all those women and all those women who sent her money, I feel bad because you got defrauded, and that's wrong. Anybody who's told a story didn't come in here and say, money. And like I said, I didn't know about the Cash App until the young lady told me. And when I saw, that's what made me start watching.
He is just hating on the fact that this woman got this money. Oh my gosh. Like that money, the money that she done accumulated is bothering this dude for real, for real. Now it's like, dude, you wanted her to level up when y'all was together. Now, just because she chose to level up in this way after the fact, why are you hating now? Because I heard Reese Teaser, they got millions at this point. So you big mad.
The videos. I didn't care the lies, but I started watching and seeing the Cash App pop up, and I was like, oh my God. And then a lawyer buddy of mine said they're sending her money. And that was the part for me I felt bad because I said, again, these women, they're getting taken for a ride. And it's easy for America to believe a black man. We are players, we dogs. You got the Stevie J's of the world and whoever else you want to add in there to do stuff like this. So again, it wasn't hard for everybody to believe. But like I said, my main reason, like I originally told you, leave my family alone. And for the people who sent her money, I feel bad.
Shout out to Simply Wavy for this interview. And all the ladies out there, if you listened, please take note of what Risa Tisa did, because she just put us on. If you have a past relationship that was crazy and had some insane situations going on, please use that story to capitalize and, upgrade yourself, because this is where it's at. Thank you, Risa Tisa, for teaching us the game. And like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. She was just a good storyteller. She pieced this together, whether she had her audio diary or not, or her regular diary, or she was just making some of this stuff up as she went. We don't care. She did the doggone thing. Now, like I said, I didn't know, listening to her, whether the story was true or not, but it was interesting. It caught my attention. I was like, this is some crazy mess. So that's what pulled me in. But it didn't give, send her donations. It just never gave that, sweetie. But yeah, so like I was saying before, it's a movie that's out. I want us to come back and watch that one. It's actually a few movies of different events that have taken place and shocked us that's been going on. So I want to come back and take a look at those, but definitely this one, based on this whole situation, So yeah, and I need to check Tubi to see if they did go ahead and make a movie about this on Tubi, but we'll see. But anyway, make sure you guys thumbs up the live, leave me some feedback. If you're catching this on the replay, we would greatly appreciate it. Give me just a second. Yeah. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for whoever stayed along for the entire thing. I know it was long and I know it was drawn out, but I do appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I was getting sleepy too, so don't feel bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time and energy. I look forward to doing this again. Peace and love, and as always, be blissful. Oh, and check my community wall to see when we'll be back to do the movie. So yeah.
DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural.
Lady
I ain't
D.
looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy. Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
I ain't looking tacky. Cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so faboo, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, cooking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is children on that cartoon, and I'm sitting on top of these buffoons. I'm so nappy, I'm so nappy. All these dudes that wanna get at me, I'm so cultured and I'm happy. Jealous witches wanna combat me, cause I'm comfortable in my skin. End of the day, you lose, I win. I'm so profitable in my ends, don't care if I make or lose a few friends, and I look like $1 trillion. Lady, we won a lotto, cause in the Lord I trust, and beauty is the motto. Naturally thick in the bud, I'm Billy Blanks on the Tabo. Edges a little rough, just pretend I'm from Morocco. Organ all up in my hair, cause I let my locks grow naturally. My curls popping everywhere, I'm maximizing on this natural thing.